My sassy little river life.
And who are you? Oh my god, there's a big ass bug flying.
Jump.
On November 22nd, 2025, along a narrow dirt road beside an aging railway line, Aim from AIM in a van set out for what she assumed would be another peaceful day living alone on the road. Her channel typically shows gentle mornings, simple cooking, and slow wandering through unfamiliar areas. But that evening, as she settled near a small stream tucked between the trees, the calm atmosphere carried a faint tension she couldn't quite define.
Oh my lord, that's cold. That's refreshing. Okay, I'm acclimatized with it now and I'm like really low, but there's just something so cleansing about this water. I just want to like sleep in it. Oh my god, that's terrifying. There's a tractor. I think there's a tractor coming. There's like a little puff of smoke as well in it. Oh my god, that's terrifying. Wait, I need to like reverse this whole drive back out because I'm parked in the middle of the drive. Shit. Shit.
Just in a swimming costume in my van. My feet are like 90% wide because nothing scares me more than like tractor things coming towards me when I'm like vulnerable. So I just like reversed so quickly. Oh my god, that's so stupid. Oh, my stuff's still down there, damn it. Oh my god, what are they doing? Are they doing anything good?
Just look at that. What is it doing? I'm so peaceful. Just enjoying my life. My sassy little river life. I'm gonna go back and walk past them to get all my stuff. Because they said they're gonna be here an hour because I just spoke to them, so it's fine, but still awkward. I just have to come back and like collect all my stuff. Oh my god, that was so scary. Okay.
She had just eased into the cold, clear water when the distant sound of a tractor drifted toward her from the hazy path above. The timing threw her off, pushing her to hurry back into the van and pull it aside, while still feeling unsettled from the moment before. Even afterward, the discomfort lingered like something unfinished.
Oh shit, wait, is this like a... Can I go across this? Yeah, I think I can, yeah. That really like tripped me out then. Is this a dam? I'm guessing it's a dam. I don't know why, but there's no one here. There's no one parked. We go see the dam. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really shat myself driving over that bridge, which is the dam. Something so scary about it. What if it just... I think I'm still standing on it now, to be honest, so joke's on me, really. How perfect is this place? Right. If I cross, I feel like this is gonna be so scary. Okay? Oh my god. I am not being funny. Look at this drop. Ah, there's a waterfall. I don't even know if you guys can tell just how deep that is. Wait for a car to go over the top. Ready? Tracking. That's a car. That is how deep. It goes all the way down further. That is so scary. Ah, here you go. There's a better picture. Ah, okay. So we're literally here right now. And that's the reservoir, and that's the... How dams are constructed is something that absolutely ruins my mind. How? Look, oh my god, it's so scary. I am so scared right now. Look at the size of it. What happens if it breaks? Instant death, really, I think. I want to go down there. That looks so good. But if we look past the scary bit, we have the beautiful part. And look how majestic that is thanks to this dam. Are you kidding me? The only thing between you and all the way down there is a tiny little metal rail. Whoever does that when necessary, like, good job, buddy, because I could never. It's just a well to nowhere. Just death, really. Okay, I really want to stay in this place, but I think they're all gonna be good. And if not, we can always come back to this one.
Hours later, she continued toward a large reservoir, following the road until it crossed the top of a dam she hadn't realized was there. Only when she glanced to the side did she see how sharply the ground dropped away beneath her. Walking along the edge made everything feel strangely muted, as if the landscape were holding still. Yet the day kept moving on.
Okay, we're gonna stay here, I think. I don't think this is gonna be a bad place to stay. What do you think? Pretty perfect. I'm loving my whole aesthetic right now. It's just really bringing me some inner peace that I didn't know I was searching for. I just prepared my last hot dogs earlier, so it's really gourmet. This is the best view I've had in a while now, so pretty impressed with myself. I'm so tired now, and how the hell am I supposed to eat this? Why? Alright, here it is.
By the time she reached the lakeside ridgeline, the tension from the morning had eased into open distance and evening light. She found a spot overlooking the water, set up camp, ate her final hot dog, and marked the moment with a small sticker on a nearby sign before settling in for the night. In the end, it was a quiet ending to a day that never felt entirely steady. Some viewers related to her uneasiness, pointing out how vulnerable moments like these can turn ordinary travel into something unexpectedly tense. And it left many wondering whether the entire day might have unfolded differently if the tractor had arrived just 1 minute later. On June 5, 2019, Colin from the Paranormal Files returned to Gitche Manitou State Preserve, a remote patch of land known for murder, native burial grounds, and stories that never truly disappear. His channel regularly explores places like this, but tonight came with a warning. A psychic had advised him not to step beyond the gate. Even so, he chose to enter alone.
My name is Donna O'Day. I'm a psychic medium. I've been working in this field for 30-odd years. This is a place that is quite haunted. I will not come out here by myself at all and walk past this barrier because I've had some really negative experiences, and unfortunately those experiences have followed me home.
I was accompanied by psychic medium and close friend of mine, Donna O'Day, who refuses to even step foot on the reserve because of her belief that the park is haunted by an extremely negative entity that at one point followed her home from the preserve, haunted her family. Gitche Manitou is a crazy piece of land haunted by a history of murder and the presence of ancient Native American burial mounds, which can be found throughout the preserve. For my final trip out to Gitche Manitou, I wanted to take the investigation to the next level, so I decided that night I would investigate the preserve alone at night.
Before he ever began the investigation, Colin recalled standing beside Donna O'Day at the entrance. She refused to cross the barrier and openly talked about the negative presence she believed had followed her home from this same preserve. She described the area as a meeting place for many kinds of spirits, unsettled, detached, or worse. and cautioned him that walking in by himself at night was the wrong choice. Her warning lingered only in memory as he continued forward.
Here's the threshold that Donna would not step over because she believed the area past this is supercharged with energy. And there we go. Well, my light was just on 6 bars, but all of a sudden it's on 3. So let's hope I have enough light when I get down there because, oh my God, there's a big ass bug flying. Yeah, while I walk down to the cabin area, I'm actually gonna, these bugs are insane. I'm actually gonna stop recording and save some battery and memory on the card. So if anything happens, I'm gonna roll, but until then, I'm just gonna walk. I'm here alone in the dark. And honestly, I didn't think it would be creepy, but now I'm like really creeped out. Also, leave me a comment below letting me know if you would do this, walk into a notoriously haunted area alone at night. Let me know. Maybe we'll select a random fan that says yes to come with us sometime. So leave a comment. I just paused the camera and turned the light off, but I just wanted to make note that the moment I stepped inside the park and started walking, it got like 10 degrees colder. I don't know if that's a natural thing or not, but it's like chilly out here all of a sudden. Oh, cockroaches and shit. As I'm approaching the area with the cabin, I just wanted to make note. I keep hearing this weird jingling sound behind me. I don't know what that would be, but I've heard it maybe 4 or 5 times, and I keep thinking someone's like following me.
Hours later, after his parents and Donna had left, Colin crossed the threshold she avoided. Almost instantly, subtle things changed. His flashlight dimmed to half its brightness for no clear reason. The air along the trail dropped noticeably as he moved deeper into the darkness. And behind him, a faint metallic clink repeated several times, each spaced widely enough to make him keep looking back. Nothing emerged from the path, yet the quiet felt fragile.
Ghost main? This place changes every time I visit. Bury me. There's little symbols everywhere. I'm gonna keep this rolling while I set everything up. Okay, here we go. The lights are out. If there's anybody here at the Gitche Manitou State Preserve, if you died because of the Fryer brothers, or maybe you're buried here, can you come and give me a sign that you're here with me? Could you use your voice to let me know who you are? I came from in here. Can you do that again if that was you? Can you knock on something in here again? If that was you? Why are you here? And who are you? Here's another one of those little figures. Were you summoned out here in some sort of a ceremony? I hear something moving out there, and I thought I just saw something black just went by my vision. Can you give me a knock? Throw something at me if you're here. Is there anybody here with me right now? Those noises came from the corner right here. It's like something dropping or falling. Kind of weird. Well, I'm gonna leave this area and walk a little back into the forest. Just walking back right now. Wasn't planning on filming this, but I thought I heard talking and even someone yell from... Oh, God, get away. Bugs are insane. Oh! These big bugs, dude. Can't even stop. I thought I heard talking and someone yell from over there. Of course, just because I've decided to not film, that's when it happens. Whew, been walking for a while now. Oh God, these bugs. At least I'm getting my workout for the day, and there's some lights, it looks like, up there in the parking lot. I don't know if you can see them on camera. Looks like there might be some people. Oh, it's a car. Okay. Just what I wanted to see. A car when I'm here. It's actually the opposite of what I wanted to see because I'm here alone. It looks like they're just parking though. Let's see what they have to say. Oh, nope, they're driving away. Maybe I scared them off.
When he reached the old cabin, the atmosphere became heavier. Colin set down his gear and called out, listening. A sharp knock sounded nearby, clear enough to freeze him. Then movement outside caught his attention, and he saw a dark figure slip just beyond the edge of his vision. Another loud noise followed, one he said didn't resemble any animal he was familiar with. Even as the REM pod remained silent, the woods around him never seemed still. Later, as he made his way out, distant voices, either shouting or talking, carried through the trees as he approached his vehicle. He ended the night unsure whether the silence meant safety or simply space. Some viewers believe Donna's warnings line up too closely with what Colin encountered to dismiss, raising questions about whatever remains there. If the voices he heard weren't from spirits, then who, or what, was sharing the preserve with him that night? On February 26, 2025, Groovy Gavin traveled back to Scotland to film one of the most unusual legends he had ever documented on his channel. Known for blending light humor with investigations into eerie real-world mysteries. His destination was Overtown Bridge, a quiet stone structure with a history that feels anything but quiet. For decades, dogs have jumped from this bridge without hesitation, and Gavin wanted to understand why. What he discovered was far more tangled than a single explanation could account for.
This is the bridge. These railings are so much taller than I thought they were gonna be. Oh my gosh, that's so sad, bro. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they're cooked.
That's pretty brutal. That's a big jump. Dude, I wonder if I'll jump off, because I got that dog in me. I got that dog in me, but it's just a Chihuahua. Got a quick question for you guys. I'm making a video documentary about this bridge. We heard a lot of dogs have jumped off it.
Well, I have a friend who has dogs, and what she thought was that people would stop to look over, and dogs being very nosy would want to see what was below and would run and jump, and of course they couldn't then stop, so they kept going.
Okay,
But
that kind of makes
her
sense.
theory.
That makes sense.
You can ask me because I've only lived here since 2001, when I've seen every dog that's jumped. They don't know there's not anything on the other side of that wall, so they just jump up, then they tumble over.
Do you know why or have?
I'm very confident it's because we have a family of mink that periodically run under the bridge.
Oh wow!
And so there's that odor, that musk from them. There's all kinds of bridges. This is the only one that jumps.
That's what we were talking about. I'm sure this is not the only bridge like that.
It's the only one that we know that they jump off.
It was insane how many dogs were at a suicide bridge. I mean, I guess the owners were keeping an eye on them, and the walls are pretty high. But there was even a dog walking company there. That's like bringing Diddy to a playground. So if people weren't concerned about this, then why were some dogs jumping?
First, obviously, the first person we talked to, dogs trying to get a good look over. Because of the bridge's design and the sloped walls, it might confuse the dogs into perceiving they're at ground level, when at reality, it's a steep drop. So dog's point of view, it's like, arf, arf, and then they stand on two legs, and then...
He opened the investigation by walking across the bridge, laying out the decades-long mystery that has hovered over the area since the 1950s. Dog after dog stepping onto the ledge and leaping as if the drop weren't visible. Locals shared theories ranging from curiosity to how the bridge's incline may distort a dog's sense of depth. But the more he examined, the stranger the details became, suggesting that sight alone might not explain everything happening here.
The first theories we're gonna test is the sound one, as well as the minks. So humans can hear up to 15,000 to 17,000 hertz. So anything above that, humans can't really hear. So I'm gonna play this sound, I'll play it for you guys as well, to see how high of a frequency we can hear. Tell me when you can't hear it anymore. Ah, this...
So all the dogs in the vicinity are gonna freak out.
Oh, true. Okay, this is 10,000 hertz. Still can hear it. Okay, 12,000. Can you hear it still?
I can't hear it.
You can't? Oh, it just went away. So I have a hearing age of 31. Damn, that's terrible. You have one of like 40, bro. But I got an app you can test frequencies with. It's called Spectrum View. Wait, it's saying the spectrum is really high over here. Like, I guess it would be over here.
It looks like it's cooking.
It would have to go up to over 10,000. It does look like it keeps spiking up to like 1,000, but that's not nearly enough. Okay, I guess we should probably go down there. Dude, if my dog jumped off a bridge because of a mink, I would find that mink and I would make myself a mink coat. Actually make a rug out of him and I'd put it right next to my toilet. So when I pee, all the pee flakes would bounce back and land on him for eternity. I'm not picking up any high frequencies now. It would have to go literally over like 15,000.
I think if there was one, we would hear it.
No, we wouldn't hear it. That's a whole...
Sorry, we wouldn't hear it. This would pick it up by now.
Probably. Yeah, this theory, honestly, this is the worst theory in my opinion. I'm not gonna completely dismiss it, but I'm gonna say it's very unlikely.
So we moved on to the next theory, the mink theory.
I do have to say, it smells so bad right here.
So there's that odor, that musk.
Either really, really bad trash or like something's dead. Like, especially right here, somewhere like over on this side. Dude, I feel like they would definitely like live right here.
Yeah, I smell something, bro.
Yeah, I actually smell that too. It is coming from here, bro. They probably took the dog in there, dude. Yeah. I think this is where the minks would be, bro. You gotta get in here.
Oh, they did say they were musty.
Yeah, I don't know how we would really lure them out.
Minky.
You see them all scurry out? Wait, hold on. We gotta listen for the mink sound.
Oh, that could sound like a bird.
Wait, maybe they'll come.
To test the scientific theories, Gavin measured high-frequency sounds that dogs would normally react to. The readings never reached levels known to disturb them, hinting that hidden noises weren't the factor. Then he moved under the bridge, searching for evidence of mink or other animals whose scent might trigger instinctive behavior. The strong smell in the area made the theory feel possible, yet he never identified a clear animal source, leaving the idea floating somewhere between logic and uncertainty. It felt like something remained unaddressed. Finally, he turned to the theory that sparked the most debate.
Paul Owen, a researcher, spent 11 years studying the bridge and is convinced a ghost is behind the ends. We're gonna start up here on top of the bridge and then go below it, where I guess all the dogs have fallen, which is way creepier. I kind of want to like walk around with it because, you know, maybe it goes off like near where something jumped or something. I feel like it would have been at one of these things, like near here. There's quite a few of these. If this started going off fully at one of these spots, I'd be a little sussed out. Right here? Right there? No. Okay. Well, this is a big nothing burger. I have another piece of ghost equipment, which is a lot more fun to use. This is called a spirit box. It's dead.
Ghosts do make things go dead.
It's either a ghost just turned off my spirit box, or I haven't changed the batteries in probably a month or two. Is anyone here tonight? Kinda heard yes. It's really quiet right now. Is it true that a baby was thrown off this bridge? Was the baby the spawn of Satan? Hit us with a wah, 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 wah. Bitch, I'm the baby. Sounded a little bit like yes. I got something that you might like.
Mr. Cucumber.
It's not his name, dude.
This
is Mrs. Pickles. And you know, cute? He said cute.
Oh yeah, he is cute.
He is a pretty cute dog. I like huskies. What's your favorite type of dog to throw off the bridge? Humans. Do you want this husky as our sacrifice? It said something. Might have said do it.
Jump.
All right.
If you don't say anything, I'm throwing Ethan off the bridge.
Do with me as you will.
Stand up there.
No, I'm not standing up here.
Stand up there.
I'll go right here. Or I'm gonna slip, bro. Testing? What are you testing? Are you testing my body?
He's testing your trust in him.
Between me and you, I don't trust you, nor do I fuck with you. What's your name? Speak up, I cannot hear you. Lucky?
Okay, we're not getting too much luck up here, so I think we're gonna go down below. We're now at the bottom, so all along here, I'm assuming is where the dogs and probably baby would have fallen and died. Did you say that again? Look where?
Oh shit, oh my god, I thought I saw something behind you.
Behind me?
Yeah. Wait, did it say look back?
Should we go over there? That's what they do in a horror movie. Do you have something to do with the dogs jumping off here?
No, did it say?
Almost sounded like a dog. Why do you dislike dogs? What's your beef with dogs?
Explain.
Is this the baby? The baby doesn't like dogs? Stop something.
Stop recording? It's just a Karen though.
How about you stop making dogs kill themselves? How about that?
What?
Bro, that sounded like a clear-ass no. I wasn't convinced that a spirit was here off of the stuff we got. I've had way crazier stuff happen at other places, just not here. My last resort was this call with this dog expert that could possibly prove which theory was correct, so finally we could figure out.
I'm more leaning towards it has a lot to do with the state of mind of the dog when they enter the bridge and more of an optical illusion of the bridge itself. There's nothing but land and flat ground all around here. This is what the dogs see, right? And then the benches. Now, if I was an owner and I say, okay, I'm here at the bridge, this wall was 8 feet tall and you were blindfolded and you had your arms along that wall and all of a sudden on the lookout, you felt the wall disappear and walked onto that lookout, without taking your blindfold off, you would already assume that you weren't on the bridge anymore. And so there's a ledge blocking you so you don't walk off the lookout. But did you notice that when you walked off to that ledge, that the ledge curved downwards? The curvature almost looks like a continuation of the floor. That is one of the lookouts.
Oh
and if
my gosh.
You can see the optical illusion that there's ground. When you hear the facts that people are sharing their stories of their dogs that jumped, there's a commonality in that. As the dog never stood on the edge to look first, it literally took a leaping jump before it even got to the wall and literally cleared the wall. The only reason why a dog would jump that way if it had a line of sight of the ground on the other side.
And there, we got it. To put it as simply as possible, from the dog's point of view, they don't know it's a bridge. It just looks like flat ground. So they jump with zero hesitation. It's just a honestly terrible design for a bridge for dogs to walk on.
Claims that something unseen may be influencing events at the bridge. Using a spirit box beneath the structure, he asked questions related to the dog incidents. The response came back with a direct no, appearing to rule it out. But when he asked about the child linked to an event decades earlier, the answer shifted to stop recording, leaving him unsure whether it was coincidence or something more pointed. With neither science nor the paranormal offering a definitive conclusion, Gavin ended by summarizing each lead and acknowledging how unresolved the mystery still felt. Some viewers believed the spirit box responses hinted at something deeper, while others focused on the visual illusion experts described. With conflicting audio, sharp sense, and a bridge shaped in a way that may mislead an animal's perception, the truth remains layered and unsettled. If a dog genuinely sees the surface as level ground, why have so many owners reported hesitation only here? And why did certain answers seem to line up with Gavin's questions? Maybe the real mystery lies not in what can be seen, but in what can't. A group of campers were spending the night in a forest in Indonesia when something completely unexpected occurred. One moment everything was calm, and the next, the entire environment shifted in an instant. A powerful earthquake, registering 7.7 in magnitude, hit the Banda Sea between Indonesia and East Timor. The shockwaves were so strong that they were reported as far away as Australia. Deep in the forest, these campers suddenly felt the ground lurch beneath them, shaking so violently that it seemed as if the earth could split apart. Thankfully, none of them were injured. In nearby areas, some buildings took damage, and tsunami warnings were issued for multiple islands as a precaution. Fortunately, no tsunami developed. While the earthquake caused only limited injuries and far less destruction than such a massive event might have produced, the force of it was frightening. If the shaking felt that intense where the campers were, the conditions at the epicenter must have been far more severe. Tate is a creator best known for his fishing videos, but this moment came from his second channel, where he posts more relaxed, behind-the-scenes content. What started as a routine filming day for his main channel quickly turned into something far different. He and his friend Zach had gone to the lake to shoot a new fishing video. The weather was steady, the boat was prepped, and everything felt like any other outing.
Me and Zach's out here, we're filming a video for the main channel. But we got the boat all hooked up. I guess I'm backing you down, right? It's pretty cool out here.
Fall feel to it.
Does have a fall feel. It's feeling pretty good out here. We got a giant bait out here as well. I don't know about you guys, but these right here are some of the smallest minnows I've ever seen. I have never, ever in my life got minnows this small. Give me a fish one time. That's right.
Woo! Big Daddy.
Oh gosh, he's not in good shape, brother. Yeah. Look at that, sir. Whoops. Crappie. Are we keeping these? Oh yeah. All right, toss them in the box.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you good? Are you okay? You don't know what's going on? Where at? Seen cops go by. Gunfire, brother.
For a while, the day unfolded exactly as expected. They fished, filmed, and enjoyed the cool, fall-like air. But while they were out on the lake, one of Tate's friends called with troubling news. There were reports of an active shooter in the area. At first, Tate and Zach didn't know whether the situation was real, but moments later they heard sirens in the distance, followed by gunfire echoing across the water.
We're literally going to be driving right by where the active shooter is, like actual. And I'm not even trying to build this up, it's actually true. Just for reference, right here's the map of where we are right now. The gunshots literally could have been from an active shooter. So we actually had set out jugs the day prior, and just like every time we go out to the lake, we wait till the end to check our jugs because it gives us the most time to catch a fish. And literally half of our jugs were less than a mile from where this occurrence happened. Really dangerous that we're even out here right now. But we wanted to get any catches we could. It's also against the law not to check your jugs within 24 hours. The car's pulled over right now. Right over there. There's nobody on the interstate right now. Huh? You ready to go? We got to check jugs and we're getting out here immediately. I've never been in this situation before. The guy's supposedly in the woods right now. If you can see, there's woods everywhere. So it's pretty sketchy. On the wheel, man. You can see right there, guys. This is one of the sketchiest situations I've ever been in on the water. I feel like we're safe right here, right? Now that's 75 right there also. That's 75 right there too, so he could be in those woods as well. My wife just texted me and said I probably should stay on the water, actually. Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife, just know that I'm committed. I just took on an active shooter to make sure I check my jugs every 24 hours. 7 people dead.
9 injured, 7 deceased.
7 dead, 9 injured. That's absolutely insane. Exit 41, that's London. Why?
Between 49 and 41.
So he's literally coming this way.
John said that the water plant is near where you are. The police scanner says that that's where he is. I just was listening to it. It says he's exactly where you are. So
I'm coming home.
Are you sure you should come off the water?
No, I'm coming. It's cold out here. What's going on with it now?
I can't get anything real recent on it. Now we hear there's more than one shooter and there's like 14 people shot out.
There's more than one?
That was when they realized how close the danger actually was. Based on their location, they were fishing less than a mile from where the incident was taking place. Half of the jug lines they had set the previous day were positioned in the same direction as the reported gunman. With woods surrounding them and no way to determine exactly where the shooter was, they decided not to take any chances. They quickly gathered their gear, made their way back to the ramp, and left the area as fast as they could. News updates later confirmed that multiple people had been killed and others injured. The suspect, identified as Joseph Couch, had reportedly sent a message before the attack declaring his intent to harm others and then himself. Authorities issued a $35,000 reward for information leading to him. A few days later, a YouTube couple searching for the reward noticed vultures circling over a wooded spot. When they checked it out, they found the suspect's body, confirming he had taken his own life. Tate and his friends later understood just how close they had been to the unfolding tragedy. Had they stayed on the water longer or unknowingly crossed the shooter's path, the outcome could have been far more serious. Leaving when they did may have genuinely saved their lives. Ben is known for investigating unusual and unexplained cases, but this incident became one of the most disturbing he had ever taken on. A farmer had reached out to him, reporting strange nighttime lights, unsettling noises, and unexplained cattle disappearances. Intrigued, Ben agreed to spend a night on the property, setting up camp right beside a sprawling cornfield.
Going to be spending the night solo hammock camping right next to a farm that's been encountering strange phenomena. Tonight, see if we can see anything untoward. I've set myself up here on the edge of the farm. People have reported strange lights moving across these fields. Workers talk about hearing noises that they can't explain. And there are claims of cattle vanishing without a trace. Here to try and capture whatever is behind this. So, the farmer in our discussion has already mentioned seeing strange lights at night time hovering above the field. Now, I didn't ask in the conversation what crop was growing in that field, so this is the first time for me as well seeing this, but funnily enough, it's corn. We all know the links the UFOs have with corn fields and crop circles. Something that I'm going to note down, something that I'm going to be very aware of. And tonight, even, I'm going to come back and really go through that field and maybe just sit down, absorb, listen, keep my eyes peeled for anything that maybe help me in this investigation.
The farmer had already described glowing lights drifting above the fields, and as Ben surveyed the area, he found it fitting that corn surrounded the campsite, a crop often associated with UFO sightings and crop circle claims. His plan for the night was straightforward: observe the property, record everything he could, and document any anomalies. He wanted to walk the field, understand the environment, and see if he could detect any trace of what had been reported.
So it's started raining, which was forecast. This is setting now for the rest of the night as well. So I've been keeping my eye on the weather forecast, and I think in the next few hours we're due a thunderstorm. It's really starting to come down now. So there's only about 20-30 minutes worth of decent light left. Just behind me is the cornfield. I'll pick a spot out at random in the cornfield. Okay guys, so I've pushed quite a way into the cornfield at this point. It's almost nighttime. I've been sat down here for about 10-15 minutes. I can hear a train off in the distance. There's owls hooting off to my right. There's a real pungent smell of something at this point. Could be the crop. Well, I'm smelling everything on the crop and it doesn't sound. The aim is to keep looking up through the crop and see if any of those strange lights pass overhead. About 5 minutes into me being sitting here, I heard what sounded like an animal pushing its way through the crop. A minute, it sounded like it was coming in my direction. I could hear the trampling of something making its way through, something that sounded large. It wasn't a rat or, some small rodent. This thing was actually moving crop out of the way, so I was thinking badger or fox, but it then stopped. So before I could give a positive idea on what that was, the noise and the movement through this corn was just non-existent, which was weird. I've been sat here listening to something move back and forth. I've got Lily with me now.
A storm rolled through shortly after sunset, shaking his tent with heavy rain. When the weather finally calmed, he entered the cornfield and settled in to listen. The area grew still, broken only by distant owl calls and the faint rumble of a passing train. Then a sharp, unfamiliar odor drifted through the stalks, one he couldn't identify. Moments later, he heard movement. Something large was pushing through the corn, rustling the stalks with enough force to rule out small wildlife. The noise stopped abruptly, plunging the field into complete silence.
There's something in the distance, mate. There's something in the distance. 1 second. Ellie, stay. There's a blue light. It's reflecting off the chrome. What the hell is that? 1 second. I'm gonna turn my torch on. There's no noise. Just a blue light. What the hell is that? There is something definitely moving through this crop in front of me, but it's difficult to gauge any kind of distance. What the hell? This light is happening all around me. It's hard to tell or orientate yourself, but I'm actually filming in all directions at this point. The light hasn't changed colour, it's just been a blue, ice cold blue light. Here it is again. It seems like it's moving. Guys, I'm gonna move. There is something walking through this cornfield. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. That is in the cornfield. It looks like it's off in the distance, but it's actually in the cornfield. What the hell? How is that possible? So I'm back in the woods now, guys. I don't know if you can see this behind me.
As he listened, his dog began reacting to something far off. Moments later, a faint blue light appeared deep within the corn. It flickered, vanished, then returned, holding steady with no visible source and no accompanying sound. The light reflected off the stalks, shifting position as if it were moving around the field. Ben filmed what he could, trying to judge the distance, but the darkness made it nearly impossible. Eventually, the activity became too unnerving, and he backed out of the field and returned to his campsite.
Okay, so this footage that you're watching is roughly about 5 days after the footage that you've just seen. I've spoken to the farmer again recently, keeping all that information to myself. All I'm saying to him is that I have been out there and I have experienced X, Y, and Z. But dates and times, I'm keeping that to myself. Now, what's interesting is during our recent conversation, one of the farm hands that work and live on the farm has been experiencing some night terrors that are based around extraterrestrial abduction scenarios. Dreams that he believes where he's being pulled out of bed and he's waking up on the floor in the dark with no idea physically how he got there. What's really strange is that on one of these occasions when these night terrors first started is exactly the same day I was in the cornfield sat there watching these blue lights. Is it linked? Is that a coincidence?
The following morning, he met with the farmer again and learned something far more unsettling. One of the farmhands had been suffering from intense night terrors. Dreams of being dragged from his bed by strange figures and waking up on the floor with no memory of how he got there. The detail that disturbed Ben most was the timing. The first night those nightmares occurred was the same night he witnessed the blue lights in the cornfield. According to the farmer, the lights had continued appearing in the days afterward. Whether it was coincidence or something far stranger, the events on that property left Ben with far more questions than answers.
That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.